So if it seems a little bit like I'm whispering, it's because I'm on the ferry at the moment because I'm about to go to work, and quickly talk about my tarot card reading that I will be having this afternoon at 6 p.m. so straight after I finish work, and I'll just go to my reading. Normally it lasts about 2 to 3 hours depending on how many questions I ask and what exactly will get explained when I have my reading. But I wanted to go on camera before, because I am going to film this one. This is my third reading of this year, and my first one I made the mistake of not filming it, my second one I made the mistake of not filming it, so hopefully my third one, sorry if you can hear all that noise, I'll get some good results. And I'm going to I don't know about video it, but I may put it on record so you guys can at least hear the conversation that we're having. Guys, sorry, I made spots just because I felt like everybody could hear me talking. I'm going to keep this really short. Yesterday, before I went to bed, I wrote down a few points in my journal of what I wanted to discuss, hopefully what I want to get answered and making me want to have this reading, because for the past few days, I don't just book a random reading. Like, I have to have that internal feeling of confusion. I feel like lost in what my future will hold. So for me, when I start to feel like that, then I'll book a reading just to hopefully get some more clarity. Reading is, oh my god, look at that massive grey cloud behind me. Mainly this is more just like about my future. Am I on the right path for healing? Am I doing the right job? Am I choosing the right career path for me? Things like that. They're all questions like that I want to get answered. And yesterday what I wrote in my diary was that I'm looking for answers specifically about my job and hairdressing, going into my third year of college. Should I do it, should I not? Because I feel like I'm losing interest in hair. Sorry if you can hear it, it's because we're setting off now. I feel very strongly that I should move away from Cornwall and leave this place. I don't feel like I should be here anymore. I'm unmotivated and uninspired. I miss my family and I kind of want to just go back home. Home for me is Leeds, where I'm originally from. Yeah, I don't really have any friends here and I just kind of feel like I don't belong here anymore. I don't know if my reading today will answer them questions specifically. I hope it will give me more clarity. My last reading, my second reading that I had, I felt exactly the same, and the lady told me I should not leave my job whatsoever, because if I leave my job I'm kind of going to be setting myself up to fail. For that reason, because she told me to not leave my job this time, I'm hoping that she tells me next time to leave. Want to know if I'm on the right path, especially for healing as well, because this month, well, the last few months in particular have been so up and down. I want to know if I'm suppressing some of my issues or if I'm actually healing properly, and yeah, things like that as well. Because the last time I did my reading, she told me that I need to spend more time healing and less time working, and money will come to me, and eventually, but I need to spend more time for myself and self-care and self-love. So I'm very interested to see what she'll say this time.
She's not trapped. She feels like she can't see what's coming or where she's going. It's only a blindfold. She's not actually blind. Okay, so there's something just obscuring your ability to see at the minute, which we'll have a deeper look at in a minute. Without the blindfold, she would see that this isn't a proper prison. There are things she can do. There are ways she can see. I hope that kind of gives us a starting point. There are decisions to be made though. And you've been juggling and weighing up two sides of the coin for some time. There's still certain decisions not committed to at the moment.
Okay.
It's almost as though, and I am treading very carefully because I don't know fully, but I'm aware of certain circumstances I could be talking about.
Yeah.
It feels as though once you put both feet one side of the fence, instead of either side, not knowing or deliberating, if you're still in that kind of, once you make a choice, a decision, you will get your power back. The no man's land of it that's causing you the problems, and I don't mean to be flippant by saying that, committing to one thing or another. What's at the sort of centre of your situation? Reluctance to receive or accept, whether that's help or commitment. Like you've got a bit of a barrier up there. I'm just saying what there could be good reason for having that barrier up. There might not be. At this stage, I'm not going to call anything on that. Some of it is in your hands in terms of make a choice. Your way forward, your evolution, if you like, out of this is to, however you can, take the blindfold off, maybe release yourself from the trappings that you're feeling, but some of that may come about as a result of needing to make a decision and or accept help to do that. Right, I seem to remember talking to you about this energy before, and for me this is like mums, sisters, aunties, girly.
I remember that.
Yeah, I did come up, didn't it, before?
Yeah, I did.
And I don't know if that's kind of come into play now, but it feels as though this is like the energy that you've got around you now. I think I was probably saying you could do with it before, but now it feels as though it's actually happening.
Yeah.
Girls at work as well, like you're surrounded by girly at the minute. It's definitely, it's like a loving, nurturing. It allows you to indulge in your inner child in a way, and it enables you to kind of get back in touch with who you were before life got serious. A good sign. They've just demanded emotional stability.
Yeah.
Okay, within that as well, I don't know if it's a family member or somebody else, but I feel as though somebody has girly girl has recently extended possibly a physical gift, but certainly some kind of direct or indirect, not apology, but made peace, brought something up that's kind of made peace, cleared up some kind of misunderstanding on one energy in particular I'm getting.
Okay.
Alright.
Can
Okay, alright, nothing immediate springs to mind then. Possible it's not quite happened, but I would say it's already happened. Feels less like any kind of like deep rooted fallout or family member. That feels more kind of on the periphery. It feels more like that could be a work colleague or somebody like more incidental, because it's in your shadow position. And the death card is not about actual death, it's about endings, and because this is in reverse, this is like there's something that's not changing or not coming to it. This is kind of what's bothering you. I would suspect strongly this is somehow bound up with you need to make a choice. Okay, weird. They're also saying with regard to that, I don't understand this, I hope you do. They're saying don't always believe what you hear about change. But my instant feeling on that is that maybe there's been...
Is that because change is meant to be a good thing?
I'd honestly felt as though somebody said something or gossiped or given a wrong impression about something.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
That you're expecting or looking for, or that isn't, whatever that change thing is to do with, I feel as though you've been given a bit of or you've gone on a bit of misinformation to do with that. Somebody's not been truthful. Right, it's to do, instantly they've just said it's to do with somebody's bravery. The energy of it is somebody, what I was actually getting was almost like a bloody robot has either about themselves or about somebody third party. The impression has been given that they're this big, powerful, almost emotionless, and not, I mean, I don't think anybody's like that, really, not this flipping big display of testosterone. Someone's not told the truth, or someone's filled your head with something, maybe deliberately, or maybe not, I'm not sure. Don't believe what you hear. Believing that this person has behaved like or become this huge testosterone robot, no emotion thing. I think that's the thing not to believe. I don't know. I'm saying this in really weird ways. Somehow or other you've been misled or believed something genuinely. It's not as you've heard it. What they want you to focus on, you're actually quite fired up to do what you want to do and to follow what it is that you want. Emotionally driven, you're seated in this position where you can see what you want and how to go for it. Yeah. But there's a lag, a gap between how you're feeling and how you're envisaging things and how you're actually able or going about doing that in the real world.
Yeah.
Looking at things differently. Been looking at things based on certain information, it's like, well, now maybe there's other information, or maybe that information wasn't real. Maturing emotionally. So it feels like you've leveled up, and you have been, I think, talking out loud, but it's like you've been hearing your own words differently.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you've kind of got a different narrative.
Yeah.
But you're still very like Bambi stage at the minute in terms of getting that out. Your empowerment is to realise that you are not vulnerable.
Okay.
And yet at the same time, your empowerment will be
To
accept that you're vulnerable.
Oh my god.
I know. Maybe think of the butterfly coming out of the chrysalis. The caterpillar's done with. That's all finished, right? But I don't know if you know, when a caterpillar goes into a chrysalis and changes into a butterfly, it's one of the most extreme changes ever, because they liquefy first and then regenerate a different being. I know, right? And so this is kind of like where you're at the minute, and so this bit may feel very much like this, like no man's land, because you can't get out of the chrysalis until you've turned into enough of a butterfly. Yeah, so it may be that some timing has to play out, but I see that you will be out of the chrysalis and going, oh, get my wings, this is nice, by September. It's positive, or maybe getting more information so that you can make a more informed decision. Somebody that you knew who stopped you in the street and said, oh, how's it going, you would possibly be way too quick to jump on this vulnerable thing, as though you don't feel secure, stable. And what that is doing directly is undermining all the good work and all the stability that you actually have got on board now that wasn't there before. But there's this resistance. Right, how you feeling? Oh, vulnerable, unstable, sabotagey, and I show you now, today, and say, how about that level of emotional security, of everything that's going, oh yeah, no, I'd like that, right? And then now here we are here, and I say to you, right, here's the day when you get all this security and feeling better about things than you were before, and it's almost as though you're looking at it and going, but it's only like 75% and it's not 100.
Yeah.
So 75 is brilliant. I'd rather go back to having 20% or 0%. I'd sooner have nothing.
Oh, I know what it is now.
Yeah. So you're already, in tarot terms, if we look at there being like, humour me with this, we look at there being like 4 stages of this emotional journey, you've already done a quarter of it.
Yeah, so I'm nearly there.
You're certainly on the way.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like you're right back at the beginning and it's not worth starting, it's not worth trying, or you're this far and it's all going to go wrong and you're going to lose it. It's like you're at an exciting stage of it. What they want you to actually focus on, as well as like the flipping it, is the how to bring that more mature angle. Think of mother or bigger sister with that energy, right?
Yeah.
How to, if this is a toddler who's literally doing a headstand and saying, Mum, everyone's on their heads, and you've got to somehow explain to the kid without telling them they're wrong and they're stupid. Yeah, you've got to somehow make it entertaining enough for them to want to listen to what you're saying, so that you can get them the right way up and let them explore a bit until they're going to be ready to become a knight, able to go to the shops on their own. And this is specifically to do with what you want. What you want. And I'm talking like immediate, and I'm talking big scale. And don't underestimate, alright? Don't, because you will have heard your inner voice.
Yep.
Right? So don't dismiss or half-ass. Like, there's a list and I'm only going to name 5 of the things on the list when there's 10. Right?
Yeah.
Be honest with yourself.